Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Kentucky Fried Chicken at a Pizza Hut.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, as you might have realised from that song, Jordan's got takeaway. I say
Can
takeaway.
you? I've got McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken at a Pizza Hut.
You fat
No, I
pig.
haven't got all of that.
Well, yes, we're back with Heroes 3 of Might and Magic Horn of the Abyss. So
Whoop whoop.
last time we did some small campaigns. So this time we're going to do a medium one, and the one I've chosen is Emerald Isles. So I think this time we're going to play as Rampart, which is the centaur, peaceful druid sort of place. And who should I start with? Well, this chapess, I think it's a lady, is apparently quite good because I've got logistics, which means you can go farther. So yes, and you know what? We'll leave that on random. So yeah, basically these islands are in the middle of a trade route. If we take them over, we get access to the trade route. So yeah, but yes. So
You can do it.
yeah, the first thing. Well, what I like to do, and this is like baby playing this game, I like to build up the town hall to the capital and the citadel to the castle. Town halls give you more money, and this castle citadel stuff that increases the number of creatures you can get. So I like to pour my first week into getting those both leveled up, and because we've got the treasury, which eventually I will get, which gives me 10% interest, I will probably be. Well, I know I'll be fine for resources.
Do you need a corruptible Chancellor of the Exchequer?
No.
Because if so, Jeremy Hunt's available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, political satire.
Yes, for about 5 years ago. When was he in? I can't remember.
No, he's the current Chancellor.
Is he?
Yeah, he was made Chancellor when Sunak took over.
Well, the more you learn.
Yeah. So he's been it for about a year now, I would say.
Yeah, see, I
Getting
don't.
on for.
This does not look like a lady. Some of the artwork is,
Androgynous.
yeah. But hey ho, it's probably a good thing, really. So yeah, and yeah, I mentioned before I really like the music in this game, and it's a fucking great soundtrack. There's an orchestra, I think in Russia, who do their own versions of the music from the Heroes of Might and Magic games, and they're
Mm-hmm.
great. Um, so yeah, this is widely regarded as the best in the series, and it is one of my favourite games. So
Kick
yeah,
their asses.
I most certainly shall. But I am very basic, so there are YouTubers who do
Really, really hard campaigns on
yes,
really, really difficult modes.
they will do 1v7 on 200 difficulty. That's all the stuff we can get, by the way. It's all unupgraded. So yeah, yeah, they'll do it on like 200 difficulty 1v7. And they start with fuck all money, and they'll use like proper tactics. Whereas I just throw stuff at the enemy and hope I win. Can we take goblins?
Just,
Do you think?
just to clarify, 1v7 is 1 against 7 in a one-person team and a seven-person team.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Cool.
can edit it though.
Yeah, I'm sure you can see
You
that.
can you can. We may well do it at some point. I don't know whether we'll do it next week. I might do something different next week. This might just be something we dip into every now and then because there is sort of an endless number of scenarios we can do with it. Yeah, I'll take the risk. Good. But yes, there's the set scenarios, and then you can do a randomized sort of map template thing.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't
That's
think. I
something
don't
I
think.
enjoyed.
Sorry, go on.
That's something I enjoyed from Command and Conquer.
Hmm. Yeah. What is command? Is that like Red Alert?
Well, Red Alert was one of the Command and Conquer.
Oh, right.
Red Alert 2 is the one that I played a lot of. Red Alert 3 is the one that's got Tim Curry in it. And Jonathan Pryce.
I do love Jonathan Pryce. He
plays, I think, the American president.
Yes, he does. I think that I recall that. Now, you see, troglodytes can join us, because we have a bigger army and they're scared. But the issue is that they're a different alignment. They're an evil alignment and we're good, so it will fuck up our morale. And I get experience for killing them anyway, so...
Those poor troglodytes.
Yeah. I don't think these wood elves would join us. And I can't use visions to tell.
Wood elves? No, they wouldn't. So, you obviously don't have very many topics this week.
I don't have a bloody thing. I had a
Yeah.
rough week, so I frankly I couldn't be asked.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
to be honest, nothing really came up of note.
Oh, I'd say there's a few things that came up.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure I'll have something to say.
For example, Paul Reubens died.
Yes, he did.
Pee Wee Herman and the guy who touched himself in that cinema that time.
Well, you're kind of supposed to in those places, aren't you?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Depends
you
what kind of
are. I mean,
cinema
it's
it
basically fine. I have
is.
nothing
What kind
against.
where was it?
It was in an adult cinema.
Oh, and yeah, perfectly reasonable thing to do. I wasn't aware of where it was. I just knew it was
No, it
a
wasn't.
public-ish
No,
area.
it wasn't in Blockbuster or something. It was. It was in a CD porno theatre.
Oh, well, I mean, that's perfectly reasonable then.
Yeah. Are you familiar with his work?
Not really. I know he was in What We Do in the Shadows because someone mentioned it on something.
He is.
After.
He plays his character in Buffy.
Ah, yes, they did mention that.
Go on.
And they mentioned how they modelled his hair on his mugshot photo. Because that was, quote, the coolest he'd ever looked.
Well, I only ever really heard good things about him. And it takes skill to be a children's TV presenter. I think people have a sort of look down on it because it's for kids. But I bet it's really fucking difficult.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And if you do it well...
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't do it. Well, I don't really like kids. The issue with kids is they're too honest. They have no filter. So if a kid doesn't like you, they fucking tell you. Which always sort of worries me a bit. I'm going to go around and they're going to say, I don't like you, you're a stinky man or something. I don't know. Well, they'll reference
I don't like you. My friend doesn't like you either.
Yeah.
We have the death sentence in 12 playgrounds.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, that was one particular news item that caught my eye. I'll tell you another one that caught my eye.
Oh, go on then.
The fact that we lost contact with the Voyager 2 probe.
Oh, did we? Well, we meant to. Was this like the time frame for it?
Nope, this was a complete fuck up.
Oh, right, well.
They accidentally sent the wrong signal to the probe, like the wrong command to it, and it misaligned for where it's aiming, so it can't pick up our signals. But there is hope. In October, it's meant to do one of its automatic resets to realign itself. So hopefully, back in October, we'll gain contact again.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to.
You know, science is full of fuck-ups like that. It's a very complex thing they're doing.
Oh, it's literal rocket science.
Yes. Yes. Although one would hope brain surgeons don't fuck up too much.
No. I've just remembered that.
Mitchell and West.
Yeah.
Yes. Care to explain it for the listeners?
No, I'll let you.
Okay, so the premise is, I think it's a brain surgeon who's at the party originally, and he's being very snooty, and people are coming up to him and they're making conversation. And he's like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" "Oh, I'm a brain surgeon." "Oh, really?" I work in finance." He goes, "Oh, well, that's all very well and good, but it's not exactly brain surgery, is it?" And wouldn't you know it, he's introduced to somebody who's a rocket scientist. And of course, the premise is reversed, and well, he introduces himself and says, "What do you do?" "Oh, I'm a rocket scientist." And the guy says, "Yeah, I'm a brain surgeon," and Not exactly rocket science, is it? And that's the joke, except it's funny. But yes, it is. It is. It is very amusing, and it's a good premise.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to hear those phrases used in a literal sense of one.
Yes, it's I. It's not a Mitchell and Webb one, but it was with David Mitchell. It's one where he plays a farmer who's talking about just how easy it is to be a farmer. And it's like, you see these eggs, they came out of a chicken's ass.
Yes.
And if you don't want
Is
it,
that
you can
is
kill
that a
it.
Fast Show one?
It might be.
I feel like I've seen it, and there's not many of those sorts of shows that I've actually watched.
And he's yes, because it is when you're a kid, that's what farming seems like. Like it's very easy, but
Nice and simple.
a lot of the time it doesn't fucking pan out work at all. Now I'm gonna send this chappie on a boat because
He's on a boat and he's going fast, and he's also nautical themed Pashmina Afghan.
Yes, well, there's stuff in the water, you see.
I should hope so.
And I want it, all that driftwood and stuff.
I was going to say it looked like driftwood.
Yeah, you can get gold and things from it. Actually, I might
I
as well
didn't know
send
driftwood.
both.
I didn't know driftwood turned into gold.
Well, actually, I think driftwood is literally just wood. But I also think that I can't build another one until he fucks off. Okay. No, let's deal with the wood elves, and then we'll deal with the dwarven treasury and get some more gold. Oh no! Well, look, it's flotsam, and there is gold.
Ah.
You see, I play this game so often, I don't really read a lot of the things. I just sort of click and see the obvious stuff.
Oh boy, an idol of fortune.
I'm not going to fight these wood elves because they will do damage. Yeah. But, yeah. So we get some ents. They're called dendroids, but they're basically ents.
Might as well.
Enough all up here.
There's a mermaid.
That's a lot of dwarves. Oh, fuck it. No, let's go for expert logistics on that. I know we've got precision already. Okay, well, yeah, I guess we'll build another boat and we'll go sailing.
Tell me about the mermaid, Ben.
The mermaid, I'm pretty sure it gives, it's like a... You know we went to the Idol of Fortune and it gave us more luck.
No, but carry on.
You pointed it out, this thing.
I didn't see what it did. I just saw you went there.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, she just gives us more luck as well. There's a shipwreck survivor and he's given us some arms.
Bit creepy.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he dropped those arms, he might have stood a... They were probably weighing him down. They meant enough to him to get them off the ship he was on and risk drowning himself. But not too
so
much that he wasn't going to give them away.
I understand that he left them on a floating door.
I guess. That's a Titanic reference. I was watching, while I was waiting for you, I was watching the real-time sinking of the Titanic thing. We've talked about that before. Pretty impressive. Yeah.
I should do real life experiences for crazy people. Well, I suppose they did quite recently, didn't they? But
what do you mean?
they had that submarine, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Yes. You know the founder of that company is talking about sending people to doing like space as the next thing.
Oh, fuck that. What are they going to do? Wrap me in tinfoil?
Oh, no. Yes. Put you in a catapult and make you sign a shit ton of paperwork.
Strap a firework to my knees and tell me to hold me breath.
Right, we'll get back on our boat.
I had to tell off one of my customers this week.
Oh, really?
I had
Wait,
to actually
when
bollock
you
them.
say customer, which
Yeah,
job
yeah.
is this?
This is the Reddit thing.
All right, okay.
I had to bollock them.
How much did you charge him?
That's a point actually. There's a follow up to the bollocking.
That son of a bitch is stealing my gems. I'm gonna kill this prick, this lady prick.
So, like, I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. About 7:30, and they messaged me and were like, "Can you do some for me?" I was like, "Yeah, I need about half hour before I can start, but I'll sort them out. Feel free to send the stuff over, like the pictures." This is someone who's come back to me. This is like the third time asking me to do it. So I'm at that sort of stage where I'm like, okay, this person has seen what I do, has paid me before. They're probably not going to screw me over, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, like the bloke who's paid me 7 times now, I'm more than happy to just send the stuff over and wait until he gets around to paying it, right? Because he's reliable enough that I'm not worried about him. This guy, same issue as far as I was concerned going into it. So about 7:30, I'm like, send the stuff over, give me half hour and I'll get started on them.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours later, 2 hours later, they ask me how many I can send, and 8 minutes after that, they ask me how many I can do, and 8 minutes after that, they follow it up with a question mark.
Well,
right. My immediate reaction was, I really hope that wasn't you chasing me up for an answer. They apologised. Word for word, I said, I should hope so. It's fucking rude considering I've been ready for you to start sending stuff for over 2 hours. They apologised again. I said, look, honestly, I don't want to. Part of me wants to say fuck it and not do them. And we have a bit of back and forth. I've ended up doing them. Monday night, I got them sorted out. Sent them over. They sent the pictures over for me to work with just before 10 o'clock. I sent them back just before 11 o'clock.
right.
The computer was playing up a little bit, so we call it an hour. You know, they thanked me almost immediately for them. I didn't bother saying anything about the money. I figured I'd leave it for now. The next day, lunchtime the next day, I said, "Oh, I can't see that I've had a payment yet." No, I'm not saying pay me now, but
no,
saying,
you phrased it well, yeah.
They said that, like, shortly after that, they asked me to confirm how much it was and apologise, blah blah blah. I told them. They said they got it. 2 days. No, sorry, but yesterday afternoon, I'm like, I've looked and I still can't see I've had it. And they said, sorry, I'm busy. I'll send it today. I only got it whilst I was pissing about this evening, getting some stuff done before we started this. So, like, I decided last night that if I didn't get it yesterday, then I wasn't doing any more for them, whether they paid me or not. I was prepared to write off the $5 for the sake of not my integrity, right?
Yeah.
And I have had the money, and regardless, I'm not going to do any more.
No, I wouldn't either.
Because they told me twice that they would sort it there and then. The first time was that, oh, sorry, I'll send it over now. How much? And they acknowledged how much it was. And then yesterday, sorry, I'll send it today. And then they didn't send it yesterday because obviously they sent it today. So I've had to. I mean, I don't like having to tell people off, and I don't like having to swear at people for giving me money. But ultimately, I've done my job.
Yeah.
He told me they were perfect, which is ridiculous because I thought they were quite shit personally. But his reaction was that they were perfect.
We've had this discussion before, but you know what the standards of horny men are like.
Well, yeah, I know. It's why all those single, lonely women go out drinking.
God love them.
Oh, someone's got to.
Well.
But anyway, yeah. So I had to tell off one of my customers, and two of the others over the last couple of weeks, they fucked me over, and I'm more than happy to acknowledge the fact that they screwed me over. They were like, "Oh, can I just have one so I can see what your quality is like?" And that's I mean, I've got plenty of stuff on there so they can see what sort of stuff I do. But I thought, fine, I'll do it. And then when it came down to getting the rest of them, they haven't had the rest of them. but they've also not paid me either. So it's like I'm not sending them until they pay me, and they don't seem to be replying anymore. So I'm like, look, I'm assuming you don't want these anymore. That's it. Fair enough. End of. It's really quite demoralising because I put a lot of work into these.
You do.
Not enough, but you know.
But you're always going to have difficult customers, aren't you? Regardless of what business you're in.
It's just annoying that it's 3 in the space. Like 3 of my last 4 customers have been arseholes. And then the 4th one is the guy that's been with me like 7 times now. He must have paid me like 40, 50 quid overall.
Gosh.
Like, it's getting to the point now where I feel like maybe I need to just double check that you can actually justify this sort of expenditure.
I'm sure he can. I mean, I'm not being funny.
I know,
it's not the biggest amount of money in the world. It'd be different if he was spending like 5k a month.
Okay, but if he's buying this stuff off me,
yeah,
I'm not necessarily the only person he's buying it off of.
You'd be a very responsible drug dealer.
I would, absolutely. I don't want to exploit these people. I want to make money off them, but I don't want to exploit them.
You're a terrible businessman.
You can be a nice person and make money. I'm determined to prove it. I don't think it has been proven yet, but I'm determined to prove it.
I know where the grail is.
So, you know.
Well, I have some channel news, actually. This channel, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
We have a new subscriber.
Oh, I got an email about it.
We're up to 12. Do you remember the person's name? I was going to check, but I can't access it on my phone, unfortunately. I can only access it.
Sadly, I deleted the email.
Oh, right. Well,
so I can't check.
Whoever you are, who may or may not be watching, I have seen it. We thank you for your, I guess, morbid curiosity. I guess.
Yeah. Like.
Oh, that's gonna break the bank. I'm not doing that just yet.
And of course the other 9 people.
We have 12 now.
Yes, but I'm one of them.
Well, you say that. I think it's 1, you, 2, 3, 4. We have 8.
Okay, so I wasn't far off.
8 real, and 4 of our subscribers are us. So.
Well, I mean, I'm only one of them.
Okay.
Are you 3 of our subscribers?
Well, you're 1.5. We're subscribed to ourselves.
Oh, does that actually count as a figure?
Apparently so.
Oh well, that's depressing.
You know what?
That one shouldn't count, surely.
No.
I see what I post on Facebook. I don't follow myself. I see it because I fucking put it there.
Yes, you get a notification every time we post something. I don't think we do. I don't think we do actually. I'm sure we subscribe to ourselves. I'm sure I definitely
I'm not automatically logged into our YouTube account. I have a look every now and again, but I say mostly on my own because that's where my watch list is. Right?
Well, I check. Okay, I could do with some more cash. You know, when I said we weren't going to run out of money, we've run out of money.
There is no money left.
Yes.
Just leave a note and abdicate. More political satire.
Sorry, you can't afford all those gold dragons. You know, they do with shitty green.
Turns out these things are expensive.
How much is this going to set me back? 8,000 for the lot and 5 crystal. Okay, we're not too far off, but we do have an end of week coming up. That dwarven treasury is not pulling its weight in the way I thought it might. But, you know, you need a massive amount of money to get 10%, a good solid 10% interest on it, don't you?
Yeah, true.
Alright, I can upgrade them now. Ready. Right.
Oh, that's fine. I'll get it now. I would like to talk about an underrated movie, in my opinion.
Okay.
The 2005 Magic Roundabout film.
Right. I think that's the first time anybody's discussed that movie since it came out. Probably the only time it's ever been discussed.
It holds a soft spot in my heart, and I don't really know why. But I feel like it's a film that people should talk about every now and again. Because I mean, it's got a decent cast. You've got Tom Baker's in it, Jim Broadbent, Joanna Lumley, Bill Nighy, Ray Winston, Ian McKellen,
The Ian McKellen.
The Ian McKellen. In fact, so much so is Ian McKellen in it that he's the only person who, in the American version, didn't have his lines redubbed. Even Kylie Minogue, who was in it, she redubbed her lines, even though they had the original lines when they did the American version. Like Ian McKellen,
They're not redubbing them with different people, just having them redub their lines for what? What end?
A lot of the time they were redubbed with different people, but Kylie Minogue and Ian McKellen are the two actors who are in both versions, and she redubbed her lines and he didn't redub his.
Well, that may just be a scheduling thing. He probably had other things on.
Well, I mean, I think if I was going to assume that one's quality was better from the offset, it would be him.
I mean, but, yeah.
You know, you got to remember, Ian McKellen was spending a lot of time in America back then because of like the X-Men films and stuff.
What year did you say? 2006? 2004?
2005.
Well, close now. Okay.
Just slap bang in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's a film that I enjoy. It's a film that I think tackles some mature and still child-friendly themes.
Yes. Dougal's crippling porno addiction.
Which was impressive considering it was Robbie Williams who voiced him. He managed to express the seriousness of that quite well. Yeah. No, I mean it's not the best film in the world, but I do feel like it's a film that is worth proper exploration by people who properly explore film. Not us, obviously.
Well, it's
you know, get someone.
It's worth noting, yeah.
I would probably put it in my top 20.
Really? Gosh, I think you might need to see more films.
I don't know because it's such. How can I put it? Maybe top 30. It's up there. It's the point. It would place higher than people would expect, for sure.
Look, you do you.
Chevy Chase did the voice for the American one. He played the train. Yeah. Oh, and John Krasinski was in it. I didn't realise.
Oh, right.
Again, the American one, but anyway, yeah. No, I wanted to mention. I made a note saying Magic Roundabout underrated film ? And I think it is. I thought about it, and I think it is.
Well, it could well be.
I'm sure you've seen it.
No.
Oh well, I feel like you should maybe watch it.
Well, why? I now know it's underrated.
Yeah, which means that it's better than people say it is.
I know, but I don't need to see it. You formed my opinion for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, Ben, you're better than that.
Yes, I am,
but you don't act it.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who are better than that, do you want to know who isn't?
So many names spring to mind. Go on, who?
People who listen to what Ben Shapiro has to say.
Oh, that fucking guy.
Have you heard about his reaction to the Barbie movie?
Where he accidentally he was complaining about Ken and he accidentally said Ben.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's something he did. Like.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about how they made Ken, such an unimportant figure, or something like that.
I know he keeps seeing just happening to dress like Ryan Gosling did in the movie, which obviously, you know. But the thing that caught my attention is that apparently he has made 3 different videos. Sorry,
yes, he has.
How much he hates it. 3 different videos, and altogether they take more time to watch than the Barbie movie.
Well, look, I have a fair amount of self-awareness, right? So I can look at that guy and think, I know what the game is here. He knows his fucking audience.
Oh,
Does he really give a shit? Maybe a bit. He's definitely a white supremacist. He's definitely a white nationalist. He's definitely a right-winger. But does he really think that the Barbie movie is? I don't think he gives too much of a shit.
I think
pandering to his audience.
I think realistically, he fucking loves it and he just likes bitching about it. It's probably his favourite movie. He probably preferred it to Oppenheimer.
Probably. You know, two separate people I work with went to see the Barbie movie, right? And they both said they could hear Oppenheimer. They could hear like nuclear explosions, this distant rumbling while they were watching the Barbie movie.
Oh shit! I've crossed out the wrong conversation topic.
Uh,
In that case, I'm going to have to do the conversation topic I was going to move on to. It is connected.
okay.
The Barbie movie, Twitter or X or whatever it's called
Yes,
now,
I've heard about this.
got in trouble for their nuclear memes and for getting involved in the Barbenheimer.
Which is fair
But,
enough, really.
well, yeah.
An accident, entirely accidental, no doubt. But I can
Oh,
understand.
it's so easy to accidentally retweet something that you see, re-X something that you see.
Yeah.
Is that going to be what we say? Is it going to be re-X?
I don't
Is
think
it going to be X-post?
Apart from the people who are fucking deep-throating Elon Musk because they think he's the fucking messiah, even though... Well, look, my thoughts on Elon Musk are well recorded by this point. You all know how I feel about him. So, but more importantly, did you see the response by Japanese Twitter? Or Japanese X's, or whatever the fuck Twitter users.
I saw something.
Well,
but I couldn't read it.
He started replying with memes of like Barbie over 9/11.
Oh Christ!
and all the people we follow are like, yeah, this is like they don't understand American humor. This is actually quite funny.
It probably is. I've had seen it. I'm sure.
So yeah.
Sorry. I've gone to close my browser and I've spotted something. George R. Martin has named 3 successive generations of House Tully after Muppets.
Yes, Grover, Kermit, and Oscar.
There's one in the middle of Grover and Kermit / Oscar. There's Elmo.
Yeah.
Elmo Tully, the grandson of Grover and the father of Kermit and Oscar.
Yes. Yes, I always thought that was a nice little nod he did.
I didn't even know. Honestly, if it wasn't for the... Mind you, to be fair, I've not read all the books yet.
Well, they're in it's in the Dance of the Dragons, so they will pop up in House of the Dragon. Yeah, but Teddy Roosevelt's son was called Kermit, I think. Was he? I think.
I don't know.
He had a son called Kermit.
I'll take your word for it. Was he a frog?
I may be wrong.
Sat on a log.
Fucked a hog. No, he didn't. I don't know.
Did Kermit ever actually seal the deal with... I don't think he did he?
I mean, probably. I mean...
I've not heard about a sex tape, so I would assume...
I'm gonna be honest, Miss Piggy looks like the sort who would probably be quite pushy in that department.
You're thinking...
I'm not saying she's, anything illegal, but I think she'd be vocally very keen. And I'm not sure Kermit would be that interested, but I think he'd do it just to shut her up.
She'd be a bit ham-fisted in her attempts to seduce him.
Ah, shit, yeah.
Maybe just hurt your own...
Yes, that's what Dragon Breath, it crosses 2 hexes, and I forgot, and I hit my very scantily clad horse riders.
You're damned fool.
I think I end up doing worse than the AI a lot of the time, but we beat Blue.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
One love for the mother's pride, one love. That was Blue, wasn't it?
Why can't I... Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't have enough movement points. That's fucking annoying. Yes, it was Blue, yeah.
Cool.
Oh no, I do have enough movement points. It's just this fucking guy's in the way.
You did it.
We'll wait here for tomorrow, and then we'll go over and.
I watched about a season and a half of American Horror Story this week already.
Which one?
Well, I finished Hotel.
Oh yeah, I
because
think
that was the half.
yeah, I think I recall you were.
That was the one that I was struggling to get through. And then I watched the entirety of Roanoke,
Right.
and I learned two things. Well, I learned one thing, and I wrote down something else whilst watching them,
Okay.
and the follow up. So the thing I learned is that you've heard of H. Holmes, I'm assuming.
Yes.
How much do you know about H. Holmes?
H. Holmes was a serial killer in the early 20th century in Chicago. He built a murder hotel with various rooms. There were rooms that were hooked up so he could gas people, and he had like doors that led to like sheer drops, and he did it all for the money basically. He was a con man primarily. Also, he's been like a lot of people been named as a suspect in the Jack the Ripper murders, but he didn't do it. And yeah.
So that's basically pretty much what I knew about him.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's not actually that true. Apparently, there's no real evidence to support the notion that he had the murder hotel.
What makes you say that?
Stuff. Like, apparently, it's just a regular building. It was just a regular building.
Yeah, that he kitted out a bit. I mean,
No.
It wasn't like a Saw thing.
He is only proven to have actually killed about 9 people, which is still serial killer numbers.
Yeah.
But he had professed to 20s, like multiple 20s worth of people, some of which it turns out could be proven to still be alive.
Yes, and yeah.
Like apparently, the one thing we know about the man is actually false, which I think is fucking crazy.
Actually, something I learned about Charles Manson recently.
Yeah.
So I can't remember the guy's name. He's an American profiler, criminal profiler, and it was mentioned on a podcast I listened to as well. That basically all Charles Manson apparently really wanted to do was just write music and do drugs and fuck hippies. The murders weren't like initiated by him, I've heard.
Okay.
It was his followers who like did it, and because of his teachings, they did it on their own initiative. Came back and told him what they did, and at that point, Charles Manson was faced with the choice of disavowing them and potentially losing some level of control, or rolling with it and getting back on top and in charge of these people. And he elected to do the latter, and then he called the hit on Sharon Tate.
Wow.
Which was interesting because I thought he was kind of up for it right from the get-go. It may not be true. It may be wrong. I don't know. But that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's plausible.
In fact, I'm listening to the Charles Manson podcast, and it reminded me of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Ah, yeah.
Which I know it's not that you don't like it, is it? It's just that you found it a bit pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a full write-up on the site if anyone wants to read it, and of course I'm sure Ben will gladly link to it in the description.
Yeah, go on, why not?
Video,
now, is this guy, is he circling round to fight them, do you think? Because that would help me.
Yeah, he might be.
There's
no harm in trying to pen him in, is there?
Oh, fuck's sake. He's not. What do you think? Should I take the I'm going to take the castle.
Okay.
Sieges are difficult, man. I'm going to take heavy losses if I go for this, I think.
Would you like to hear the second thing, the thing I wrote down?
Yes.
It was a quote from the Roanoke series. We had Sarah Paulson playing a British actress.
A real person or a...
No, just a it was a British actress character she was playing.
Oh, that's not too bad, losses.
Who then played someone else within the series.
Yeah. Right.
But she said something. Well, a lot of people getting murdered because that's basically what happens in American Horror Story, right? People get killed a lot. And someone was giving her shit for her reaction. And her line was, "Oh my God, leave me alone. I'm not American. I'm not used to this carnage." And I thought that was a nice line, something worth remembering. So I wrote it down. I paused it. I wrote it down. double checked I got the wording right, and it stuck with me because I wrote it down. If I hadn't written it down, I probably wouldn't. But yeah, because I mean it's true, isn't it? There is an awful lot of carnage going on. Like God only knows how many fucking people have been shot this year. Well, I'm sure quite a lot of people know because they keep track of the numbers, don't they? But it's more mass shootings than any other year on record, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's a mess.
For this point in the year, at least. Obviously, I'm sure some full years have probably exceeded the current year total. But the fact that we are on track to have probably the most, like more than one a day. That's a lot of mass shootings.
Yeah.
Like one is a lot, really, when you consider.
Well, it's just become part of the culture now, hasn't it?
It's sad though, isn't it? I know no one's going to listen to us because we're British. What do we know about gun control, right?
Yeah, our nation, we are the America of Europe.
But we don't have that big an issue with. I suppose knife crime's the closest thing, and even then, it's such a small thing, really, in the grand scheme. But, I don't know. Take guns off people. Well, who was it that was suggesting that they should get 100 NRA people each year and put them up against like 2 military people so that they can test? Because the whole point of it is that the whole right to bear arms is so they can overthrow the government if the government stops representing them, right?
Yes.
That's basically the whole point of it. So fucking test it. Test it once a year with a small sample of people, and then fucking call it quits. Because I'm going to level with you. You know for a fact that the NRA people are going to be showing off their guns. They're going to be having a nice old time. They're not going to. They haven't got the discipline, have they?
It's always the loudest ones, isn't it?
And then it wouldn't take an awful lot of work for just a handful of whatever you want to choose from the commandos or Navy SEALs or whatever the fuck, right? It wouldn't take a lot for them to deal with it. These aren't professionals that want to keep their guns. These are sad losers that think they have a chance, and they don't.
Careful, Jordan. You might get shot.
They'd have to find me first.
Watch these videos first.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Oh
no, we're sorry, Ben. We've only got 7 actual subscribers now. I've unsubscribed. No.
Right. How long have we been going on this?
I don't actually know. I was busy eating my burger when we started.
That's okay.
I would say we probably didn't start till about 10 minutes after we started the call. Maybe 15 minutes, and that would make it somewhere between 35 and 40 minutes of recording.
Okay. Well, we'll see where we stand after this. And that fucker stole my boat.
Bastard!
He killed 4 of my elves. Hey ho.
And the boat's gone now.
Yeah, I don't know. That if you fight someone on a boat and you beat them, it sinks. I guess.
Well, I guess you got stuck there then.
No, I've got town portal. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
I can go wherever I like. So let's wrap this up, shall we?
Oh, is this the last bit?
Yeah.
Oh. Have you heard about Lizzo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
she's
fucking hell, right?
There's been some accusations of abusive behaviour and
sexual harassment and fat shaming.
Yes.
That I wrote down.
You see, I know very little about Lizzo except for the fact that she's popular and she's a very good flautist. Flutist?
It is flautist.
Flautist.
Yeah.
And she's flouting the rights of others at this very minute, by all accounts.
I look. This is not going to be a very nice way of me saying this, but I'm going to be blunt.
Here we go.
If you are a fat person, which let's be fair, Lizzo is a large woman.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Then you shouldn't be fat shaming other people.
We did.
I'm not saying she has done it. I'm not saying she did it. I'm saying she shouldn't do it. And of all people, she definitely shouldn't do it.
Well, you see, that's why I don't really get into celebrity culture. I have people I like, but I know I don't get into hero worshipping. But on that note, that's another one done.
You're an orc.
Yes, I am. And yes. So yeah, we'll see where we stand time-wise, and we'll see if we can maybe squeeze.
Hang on a minute.
Sorry.
What when it says total time? What does that actually? What 77 actually equate to?
I don't know. Good
So
question.
it's not minutes. Could it be days?
It must be, yeah. It must be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
Anyway, I suppose that means goodbye then.
yes, goodbye for now, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yippee ki yay, motherfuckers.
Bye.